Would you move to Armenia?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
It's not. I don't feel that I will be comfortable there. I don't feel that I will enjoy living there, even though I'd enjoy traveling there and spending a few weeks once in a while. But the culture and the lifestyle and the conveniences that we're used to here are not available there. And maybe we're spoiled, but I don't see a reason why I should do that at this time.
Yeah, it's a big transition. You know, I lived in the East Village. I like to say I lived in the East Village, and now I live in the village of Zuykahpur. But and they're quite different as villages go.
I'm Armenian, but you know, everyone here knew that I wasn't from Armenia. Even if I dressed like, you know, like an Armenian, you know.
How was that? Pointy shoes?
No, I mean, just, you know, black pants, a shirt, and I go out. You know, they'd still know that, you know, I'm not a local.
So did you feel you had to adjust?
No, I acted the way I did normally, and they take you in here. They're not, they'll invite you to their homes, they'll talk to you, they'll sit with you, they'll want to find out what America's like, they want to find out, you know, why I'm here. You know, they'll, you know, from the taxi driver to the, you know, regular person who runs a cafe.
This is my Yerevan apartment, where I used to stay a lot when I was working on my USAID project, but where I practically never come anymore. But go ahead. My apartment in the East Village wasn't as nice as this. You know, I didn't have any view at all. It was a walk up, but of course it was a lot closer to the IRT than this apartment is. But this apartment is to me, it's a wonderful place to live. That's Mount Aragats over there, and that's Mount Ara. And at night, when you open those doors and you come out here, with all the lights in the apartment building, it's like being in Manhattan. It doesn't cost me much money to maintain it or own it, and my friends and relatives get to stay here.
The thing that sold us on this complex is just the quality of the construction and the fact that it's going to have pretty much every Western convenience you could ask for. You know, inside washer dryer, underground parking, security, swimming pool.
Okay, so you're going to feel right at home, right?
Yeah. Better than home. We
don't
have a pool in America.
Yeah.
True. Dad had just gone to an interview in San Francisco, and it was the night he came back, and we were talking, and they said, guess what, we're moving to Armenia. And we were really really upset, and we tried to change their minds, but it didn't work. Yeah.
And now how do you feel?
It's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad. I like it a lot.
How long have you been here?
About a month.
So
yeah,
a month. New friends already, and it's only been a month. You're going to be here for maybe years, you know?
2 years.
Is that
and
all?
Counting.
Okay, you say that now, 2 years and counting. Do you think you'll be saying that in 2 years?
No, I probably will want to go back, but I'll definitely miss here. But we're coming every summer to Armenia, so it'll just be like home for 3 months, and then we'll go back to America, so it'll be perfect.
They've done an amazing job adapting to, you know, the fact that TV here's sort of lame and
Sort of.
Which is a blessing.
Shopping's lame.
You know, shopping.
But Italy is right here, so.
Italy is right next door.
And Paris. So it's the best shopping there. So you just go on a 3-hour flight and then you're there.
That's all, just 3 hours.
Yeah.
And so you were in Beverly Hills. What's the zip code here?
We don't know.
We
I
don't
don't
even
think
know
they
our
have
address.
a zip code.
So you went from
90210.
90210 to...
Zip code unknown.
Yeah.
Is it different?
Yeah, it's different. The kids at school are much nicer here, but the building's very not good. It's not remodeled and doesn't have marble in the bathroom like our Beverly Hills school did.
you know, you just think to yourself, what happened? I mean, why did this have to happen to me? I'm 14 years old and I'm changing my lifestyle right now because my parents forced me. You know, at the moment you might think that's just bullshit. No one can force me to do that. But let me tell you something. Living through these 5 years, I've learned so much about life, and I can say that I'm very happy that I'm living in my homeland right now because I'm a U.S. citizen. I can go back and come whenever I want. It's not a problem. You know, I love America. I was born in America, but I just feel so home. I feel like I'm in home in Yerevan. I mean, look, I'm sitting in one of the best cafes in one of the best cities in the world.
Here, one of the most difficult things is watching movies in English because Kino Moskva is only Russian movies. So as soon as someone gets a DVD from the States, we're like, okay, movie night, and it's a big thing for us.
Well, you know, growing up in the U.S., most kids develop easier. I mean, we start talking about, you know, drugs, sex, and going out with having boyfriends and girlfriends, and I didn't know that it wasn't really accepted to talk about such things like that here. So I remember I was 14 years old and the girls were asking if I had ever kissed before, had a boyfriend or done this, and I was so naive. I was just telling them all these things, and then 1 week later the whole school was talking that I was this whore and I'm this messed up chick from America, and I had so many problems. Every time I'd walk around this, oh my god, oh here comes the whore, here comes the whore.
Armenia has changed a lot since, you know, back in the Soviet days. I mean, you see a lot more girls. You see a lot more liberal girls now. Of course, there's still the conservative girls. Yeah, you see conservative girls, but you see some liberal girls there too. You know, you're like, wow, in Armenia.
When I feel there's a lack of respect, that's when I stand up and I say, you know what, maybe you should wait in line because I've been here for 15 minutes and it's rude to just cut in front of me and do what you have to do, even if it's just to buy cigarettes. For example, I went to the pharmacy to buy something and this young girl cut in front of me and she said, I just want one thing. I said, I want half a thing, but you have to wait. They're not used to that. But again, these are small things, but...
What is their reaction to those kind of comments from you?
They're not used to women speaking up, and the minute a woman opens her mouth, it's probably shocking for them.
Do they take offense at that?
It depends how we say it. It all depends how we put it. I mean, if we say it lightheartedly, and also it depends what it is that they did. It could have been something that really turned us off and we got angry and we just gave a reaction. And that's okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to get angry, and not everything should be politically correct, and, you know, try and say things nicely and politely. Sometimes anger is a natural thing. I mean, as far as we don't actually clash and we don't get into a fist fight.
And then in a lot of ways it works for your favor. You know, there's two sides of the story. You know, they see me in line, waiting for the visa line for 3 hours, and, you know, there's like 14 locals and there's me, and somebody comes and grabs me by the hand and says, don't wait, come on. You're from America? Do you like it here or do you like it there, you know? A lot of times, you know, being different here works to your advantage.
Wait, you let them do that?
People are nicer. Do I let them do that?
You let them pull you ahead of the other people?
In a 1 hour line? Crucify me. You know, when the air conditioning doesn't work, the hallway smells like trash because there's trash all over the place. You have to wait there for an hour. Somebody's coming holding your hand and walking you to the front of the line. I don't know. I'm no angel. I go. Is that wrong?
No, it's not.
There was one person in particular I remember, who was American, married to an Armenian from Hayastan, who talked about having two distinct homelands, and, you know, that's confusing but also brings a richness to it, and obviously a position of privilege, but I think one that many diasporans would aspire to.
It's interesting when you mix a local with a diasporan in matrimony, because you're coming from two different places but you're still Armenian. It's like when you first show up in Armenia, you think you're finally coming to your home where your people are. And then you meet the people and you realize you're totally different. You know, yes, you are Armenian, but it's not, you know, it's not the Armenian that you know, you've known. And so you have to kind of adjust and learn